hitting
I know
and
you
runner,
flushed
runner. I'm
it.
like, whoa.
Can't believe it.
105.
This so can't resist.
5 days. 5 days.
Raise from Ludacris. He's back in the mix. Big John with the unknown hand. Let's see if we can try to figure this out together if a pot brews. Nobody with clubs here. Luda with the open and a straight draw. He's got the best range as well. He raised from under the gun. He still has all the strong hands, so he's just going to lead into the field.
Heads up.
Turn is an 8, and although that's not the best card for Nick Vertucci, it's a pretty good one. He turns a gut shot. He doesn't have a club in his hand, so it's more likely if Chris puts a barrel in that he either has a really made hand or he has a big draw, and Chris polarizes himself. Chris basically says that he has a straight here, a set here, or a flush draw. Chris just polarized himself with a pot-sized bet. Chris does block the straights. He has 9-10 blocked. 41-75. This is round 3 for these guys. This is round 3. Nick Vertucci got one big pot. Chris has got one big pot. Oh, man. Chris is locked and loaded. And Chris bets 9,000. 2x pot with some blockers. What do you guys think in the chat? 1 if Nick is going to fold. 2 if Nick's going to call. 1 fold, 2 call, 1 fold, 2 call. This is such a tough spot because Chris polarized himself on the turn, saying he has a straight or a set, and then when he goes for the 2x pot size bet, he's saying that he had the straight. His story says that he has a straight and even has a blocker. What do you guys think in the chat? Help me out.
Why would you risk that much just to make a video? Trying to make it look like you're bluffing, so I paid. So many better spots for me, too.
I see an overwhelming amount of 2s in the chat.
So many better spots for me. Brian, it could so be nothing, but I guess it's that important to me to win. 1,500.
Nick's trying to talk this out.
Made it too much. Good luck. Made it way too much.
I actually love his thinking out loud. He's helping himself think.
I would rather let you bluff me here than to pay you 9,000 with some bullshit fucking hand like 7-4 or something stupid. 7-8, Jack 7, Jack 4, something's just stupid, or it's just air. But you're just gonna get to enjoy it because I'm not gonna pay 9,000 to take a chance. Can't do it.
Nick's table talk is actually really good here.
Hey, what, that Chinese kid has heart. No idea.
Which one?
Good luck, buddy. Table it and make everyone
Show.
your hero.
Really?
Oh, there's a chance to show. Chris should show this one.
I don't care if you have a bluff. If you have a bluff, bro. Yeah.
Oh, Kelly shows the bluff.
I want to have it. Yeah, ask.
Oh, man.
Good bluff.
Thanks.
Oh, man.
6,000, then maybe I
You won't get invited to the
Yeah.
80-hour marathon.
Yeah. No more all-night skates for you.
80? I do have 24 hours, yeah.
Would you ever be allowed to? Is that
Yeah,
like
you'd make a killing.
isn't that like a child labor law?
Make a
I wouldn't be able.
Yeah.
If I was allowed to, yeah. I would
No, you guys can do the first 8. We'll do 12 hours.
check.
Ludacris with the flush draw. He's going to
Is there a rule,
continuation
like,
bet.
How long you guys can deal straight without getting
Not a great board for pocket fives. You do have a 5 of spades in your hand, so you can continue for one street.
So we could have one of you start for 4 hours and one of you come in for 8. Like, you know?
Yeah. No, magic, no, like it. Check.
When the turn tens, that's actually a really good card for Nick. Less likely that Chris has a 10.
And then one of you does the last 4 hours by yourself. Push in the middle.
7.
And Chris is going to bet the size of the pot.
25k each person, you know?
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be great. Especially if you choose action players
Yeah, yeah.
like Al, Nick, John, me.
Oh, and there's the counterfeit for Mr. Nick Vertucci.
And it quits exactly 12 hours.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys, the stream will end. I mean, you guys can obviously keep playing if everyone is that sick and wants to keep playing, but yeah, we'll just end it at 12 hours.
You can bring Antonio.
And Nick leads right into Ludacris.
That'd be a bad idea.
Yeah, of course. If you bring it, gonna be good fucking game. If you tell everyone gonna start with 25k.
Chris with 4 high.
10, 20. he'll be
Like a
back.
boss.
10, 20. 10, 20.
Yeah.
I'm in. You in, John? You're my rooster, my guy. You should.
And Chris goes for the raise. He knows he cannot win with 4 high. So what does he do? He goes for it. And it seems like all night he's had Mr. Vertucci's number.
First weekend, same with second weekend.
These guys have been bashing all night.
That's the second weekend.
3,400 total?
9 or 10, you can play satellite.
I'm gonna go to the 7th and 8th.
Maybe I'm gonna go there. Maybe I'm gonna try to.
Because the 11th is like on a Tuesday or something.
Yeah.
That's the day the main starts.
Raise 6,000 more.
And Nick with 5 high, because that's what he has once the board double pairs, goes for a 3-bet on the river. You just don't see this. You just don't see this. And Nick has 5 high like a boss, and he's turning it into a bluff. Just as I said, Chris has had Nick's number all night. Nick goes back and fights for this. And Chris gives it up.
Oh shit, go open your eyes.
Oh my
Hi,
god.
Nick. You got it,
Oh,
buddy.
that's
wow.
sick.
5 high.
Shit, it was the best hand, bro.
That was the best hand?
No,
It can't be the best hand
no,
because the board.
because the board.
5 high's best. 10, 10, 8, 8, 5.
Oh, yeah.
I 10, 10, 8, 8, 4.
You did? Oh shit, that didn't even feel as good then.
Doesn't feel good. Yeah.
Damn it.
I think that's,
What a
I
waste.
think that's a win. Unless you were going to
Take
call
it,
it.
Nick. Appreciate it.
Calling would be sick.
No, all-in would
Calling would have been stupid.
Calling, yeah.
Calling would have been about the stupidest thing
I
ever.
almost ripped it in your face, Nick.
Yeah, you should have.
If you call after I ripped it, I made you. I had the nut low. You had the second nut low.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe a video. No, I don't know if it's enough money. Maybe not enough money.
You decided already?
So much right now.
Alright, thank
You
you.
have
I'll
no
do a
idea,
video.
dude. You have no idea how close I was to ripping it in your face.
I believe you. I know that you're that type of player, but what the hell are you gonna do? You know, what am I gonna do? Just give up every time like the French? I'm not gonna do that.
French dealer.
I know. So what? So what? Here, he's not French anymore. Huh? That's for you, buddy.
I'm American.
Ah, buddy. How about that, huh? American?
Yeah.
That's it. Me and you, Americans.
Thank you, Nick.
All right, buddy.
I'm just hoping you guys enjoy the banter as much as I'm enjoying it. That's why I will take a back seat.
Yeah, but I have. Sana is on Nick, right?
Yeah, it's
But it's on Nick, right?
Yep.
Yeah, call would have been so sick. That would have been so sick. I'm so close. I'm so close. I'm so close.
Taunting, see what happens.
I'm gonna have it next time. Oh,
You
you're
guys
so
have
funny.
5s and 3 or 4 there. What the hell?
Right?
You have spades?
That's
at
kind
least?
of our thing, you
Yes,
know?
spades.
It's kind of our thing.
Right.
You got the river.
Just fold. Can you fold? Learn to fold.
I was just like, this is the time when they both have a 10.
Right.
I was like, they both have a 10 here, clearly.
Yeah, of course.
Right? What do you think of that? Yeah, at first I thought he had the...
We're taking it to the streets
when he-
again, Chris.
When he 3-bets and he's tanking, I thought they both had a 10. He's sick of each other.
What?
Oh, I guess we have the same hand. I'm all in. Yeah, I was like, oh, man, dude,
What were you
buddies.
thinking of so long? You're really gonna rip it?
Yeah. I'm not kidding.
That Chinese man he got heart, man. I tell you.
It's like it's a 10 or nothing, man. He doesn't have it. He doesn't
Get
have
him
it.
pot 8s.
Huh? I mean, come on.
And that was the last hand of our show. Chris wraps it up with a 3-bet versus Big John. Shout out to our director Brian and graphics engineer Patrick Kern rocking with us the whole time. And here are the chip counts. Here are the V-Pips. Big John rocking 66%, Francisco 48%. Lois is Dimitri and Joel.
What's that?
Kind of expected there. Ludacris
Yeah.
rocking the highest pre-flop raise at
Taking it to the streets
35%.
too.